then the next one after that in the spring will be a kids off from school, similar to the one we did second and third shifter party. So, FYI. All right. My God, so much to talk about. It's going to be so much fun. Bruce is already out of gas. That's good. Little bastard. Okay, let's go. Oops. No, I don't want that. What the hell is going on? No!
And now, here's a guy who really ought to be saving his breath for his inflatable date.
You're the most ridiculous.
It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Hey, yes, those are two real people, and those are their laughs. The lady is my wife, Diana. The dude is Butthead Lautner. God, I got to get him in here. I swore I would, and then I don't, You know how it is with me. Well, all right, here we go. Another week of podcast nonsense has begun. I was actually going to say podcast excellence, but that's something that like Rush Limbaugh says. And I was like, this is far from excellent. But okay. Of course, as always, from the Back Alley Comedy Club studio, smack dab in the middle of Hudsonville, Michigan. That's right. Let's go over the ground rules. First of all, not the ground rules, but how you can get this show. Some of you are enjoying it on the almighty Facebook Live. Thank you so much. YouTube, if you search Eric Zane Show on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. I'm inviting you all to subscribe to it as well. Follow me on Twitter, the Blue Frost IT Twitter handle, at Eric Zane Show. You can, I have it live there as well. So if Facebook is not your thing, of course, that is also the Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid Facebook page. Just search Eric Zane fan page or facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page if you want to enjoy this podcast as it happens live. So there's that live element to it each and every weekday morning at 8-ish. Today, officially 8:03 start time. It has started as late as 10 after. And sometimes, occasionally, it starts at 8. For those of you on Facebook, though, and you're like, I don't want to burn up all my data watching this stupid thing, and I'm driving around. I don't want my phone like all illuminated. Well, then download the recorded version when you get a minute. EricZaneShow.com. Click on free podcast. Everything I'm saying now is being recorded, and then it's uploaded to the site, and then spit out to every podcast app under the sun, with the exception of CBS Entercom and iHeart. And that's because those guys have a long list of things that you give up when you submit your podcast to those. So no thanks. I don't want anybody having rights to my stuff where they can do things that I otherwise wouldn't want you to do to it. Yeah, here, by agreeing to put it on our platform, we can do whatever we want with you. No, you can't. I'm not interested. Thank you. Each day there's been a little bit more about this iHeart thing, and I've talked to more people in the know about it, and this is going to sound strange. Now, there is a lot of strangeness in the story, there without a doubt, and a lot of unfortunate things that have happened. But, and I said this the day I talked about it, and I wanted to stop down on it again. As you know, a multitude of people were fired, including yours truly. And, the immediate visceral reaction is, oh, they hate everybody. They want people to suffer. And it's like, well, that's silly. Of course they don't want people to suffer. and this might be an unpopular opinion, and considering that I in a sense, fell victim to it by getting fired from them, which isn't really a big deal because, like I said, it was only a part-time gig for me. The podcast has supplanted my, as I was talking to Phil Tower, I go, look, dude, I am no longer dependent on foreign oil, so it's no big deal. I would have liked to have kept the job, but if you want me back, let me know. I'll come back. It's still incredibly sad. A lot of long-tenured people lost their jobs. First of all, let me say this. The one thing I don't understand is I don't understand the axing of legendary voices. There's a dude up in Muskegon, Michigan, been on the air for 30 years. That's the lifeblood of the radio station. You don't want, in my opinion, you don't want to let go of the one thing that ties your brand to the community. The day you become a sanitized plug-and-play radio entity with no real person behind it, to me, that's a problem. I saw that also with the firing of Grand Rapids radio legend David Conrad. In a business where the number of people that are doing their thing on the radio to become tied to the radio station is dwindling rapidly, why would you get rid of the one you have left? I have no idea, but so I don't agree with that. What I do agree with, and I shouldn't say I agree with it, but I understand, is they have spent hundreds of millions of dollars within that company. I know this. This is a fact. To put this proprietary software into their structure of doing business. And what they did was they kind of eliminated the need for bodies. This is what I'm talking about with like the trucking industry when they make it so that they don't need bodies anymore. That day's coming. So don't act surprised when that shit hits the fan. That's happening here. And, if everyone else is allowed to use technology to make their business more streamlined, why can't they? What's the problem? This falls right in line with what I've said before. If the technology is moving at a pace that the industry is implementing it and utilizing it to their advantage, what the hell? I mean, yeah, you should have fired people like me if that's the case, or others who aren't needed anymore. I realize that sounds horrible because there are people that I know that got fired, but that is the way it goes. And the people that didn't get fired, they have a need for survive and adapt. It's that whole thing. So not only that, but all the technology that is in place is going to be supported. They're probably going to hire people with a skill set to support all of the technology that they've implemented. Does it take a lot of the locality out of radio? Absolutely. Is this a problem for radio? In my opinion, yes. This is a horrible thing for radio. But I do understand why they do it. Whether or not it's going to work, I don't know. But I certainly get why they would invest in something like this, considering what is available to them. So a little bit weird, kind of boring, I know. But at the end of the day, I wasn't valuable to them. So they got rid of me. Now, one thing I know they did not take into account is the need for bodies to run radio stations like Wood Radio. Wood Radio is a entity that is a ratings juggernaut and a cash machine. You get things like GVSU football, Western football, Griffins hockey that have to have a body in there to run the operations, called a live assist. And those entities pay the company to get on the air. Michigan football doesn't. We pay them, okay? And then we sell it. But when it comes to those small-time sports things that not a lot of people listen to, but they still want their shit on the air, They pay the company. You got to have a guy there to service the, be the live assist. They wiped all that shit out. So I don't know if they ran out that ground ball and made the right decision there, because you got a lot of people there who are really stretched to the max on the stress level now, trying to get these games on the air. So, all right. And with a little luck, they'll invite me back. And I told them, I talked to two very, very, very important people over the week. I go, look, just so you know, we're all on the same page here. I get why you did it, but I still have an interest to work there. So when because they ripped it all down to the studs, and now they're going to build it back, hopefully, for the sake of the audience. If you have the need, I'm your guy. I'm just going to be patient, sit here, pick my fingers while I do my podcast each and every day, and build it from the ground up, and off we go. All right, I said in the tease on this video, you may not have seen it if you were in the audio. Maybe you did. I don't know. My daughter Jacqueline was involved in an accident over the weekend. The snow fell abundantly in West Michigan. And when you're a father with kids all over the place, Jackie, Madison, Jim driving, and it's the snow falls, you're constantly worried. Okay, so Jackie got into an accident again. In this one, she was sitting there at a traffic light, had nothing going on. I mean, she didn't do anything. And some lady, while she was drinking one of the, she described it as, she had one of those drinkable yogurts. And this crazy lady smashed into her car, and the yogurt went flying all over the interior of the vehicle. I think she posted a picture of it on social media, and it looked terrible. There was all sorts of jokes. Everybody was thinking it, but nobody would say it. Some of you may have said it. And then Jacqueline smashed into the guy in front of her. Jacqueline's car was damaged. The dude's car was damaged. The woman driving, she doesn't get out of her car. People are driving around them now. This is over on Leonard on the northwest side of Grand Rapids. And she pulls up next to Jackie. And this is what she says. She goes, "Hey, really sorry. Here's my number. I got a mechanic." They take the number and they go, "Yeah, but you see, and they're about to say, call the cops. And this crazy bitch drives away. She left this. It was a hit and run. So, Jackie's car is screwed up, still drivable, but this is an old car. It's like a 2006, but it's her car. All right. And the dude that Jackie smashed into, his car is also damaged. She's driving a lease. This is a mess. The first thing that has to happen is everybody's, hey, okay, let's everybody's safe, good. Let's call the cops. Well, this whole thing's screwed up because this lady has left the scene of the accident. Excuse me. They call the cops. Cop shows up there. What happened? They explain what happened. They got this phone number. The cop calls a number. This lady picks up the phone. "Hello, ma'am. This is Grand Rapids police officer so-and-so. I'm at the scene of an accident that you were involved in which the people are here, and you have to come back." And then she's like, "What? I gave him my number." And he goes, "No. You see, she's so stupid. This woman is so stupid." She goes, "No, it doesn't work like that, ma'am. And what we have going on here is we need to, you need to be here. You cannot leave the scene of an accident. There's a little bit more involved than you just giving the phone number, and that isn't the way it works." So she doesn't get it. And he goes, "Ma'am, what is your name?" And she doesn't give him his name. She goes, "I'm not telling you that." And he goes, "Okay, ma'am, this is turning badly, very quickly on you right now. I need you to come back right now. And she hangs up on the cop. Holy shit. So he goes, she hung up on me. What's the vehicle description? So now they're out looking for her. I have no idea if they caught this stupid bitch. But that's the way it goes. This is the second time this has happened to poor Jacqueline. The first time, some asshole in front of her residence smashed into her. And he actually said, I don't have insurance, and kept going. He called, I don't have insurance, and just kept driving away. And then this dumb fuck smashes into her and says, yeah, here's a mechanic. I got a mechanic's number. Give me a call. I'll put you in touch with a good mechanic. What? The nerve of these people. Holy shit. Can nobody do the right thing? So ultimately, I don't know what's going to happen with the cops. At first I thought, okay, she's a victim of a hit and run. I mean, she's going to, it's going to be taken care of on the insurance. And then I realized, I don't think it is, because Jackie has just PLPD on that car. You know, like if she hurts someone or damages their car, then her insurance will take care of it. But she is not covered for that car. If she had full coverage, I'm sure the deductible would have been waived. Or then the person who hit it would have had to pay the deductible. But she doesn't have that coverage. It just dawned on me. So I think she's kind of screwed. Good thing I know the guys at Riverbend Body Shop. Maybe I should say, look, hey, on your next schedule, how about we do it on trade? So her car's all tore to shit because of this stupid idiot. Incredible. TC Paintball, before I talk about the NFL, as I mentioned, we're planning the Valentine's Week Massacre. I don't yet have the exact date on it, but keep that in mind as we get closer. The Valentine's Week Massacre, that would be Paintball War number 7 at TC Paintball. That'll be an evening event. We'll have pizza party, the whole deal. By the way, don't forget about TC Paintball, fully stocked pro shop. They open at 11 today, 616-249-8227. And if you want to get the kids doing something fun and moving around instead of, vegging out and doing nothing but playing video games and not doing their homework during these cold winter months, consider taking them to TC Paintball on Thursdays. They got the Little League for 8 to 11-year-olds. You use the low-velocity guns. They don't hurt. And the kids are going to love it, man. And they're going to love you, too, because you've got a ton of fun with the neighborhood kids going out there. They'll make new friends, and it will be a great time. TC Paintball, Thursdays at 4:30 is Little League. TCPaintball.com, 616-249-8227. And if you're not a kid, you just want to schedule a workplace party, call on them, block out some time. You will love it. Open play, all the details are there on their website, tcpaintball.com. The NFL, my gosh, how about this? Pat Mahomes, jeez, this guy, absolutely incredible. Oops. I don't know what the hell the music is leading up to. I think it was an ad, perhaps. Pat Mahomes, this guy, flushed out of the pocket.
Second and 10 as that Tennessee defense drops back. As Long who tried to make a diving tip. Mahomes who tiptoes inside the 10. Still knocked out. Oh, what a run! Out of this world! Touchdown, Kansas City.
This guy. Incredible.
I tell you, from the second quarter of last week when they scored 7 straight possessions to what's happened right here in this game, down 10-0. This quarterback has played at a level you just don't see very often. Everything is almost, watch this. I'm like, okay, he's probably done. He's going to run out of it. So gives him a little shake. Oh, he's definite. No, I'm going to keep going. Come back in. 3 more guys. No. Touchdown, Patrick Mahomes.
You're right. They had him, it looked like 2 or 3 times. He takes some 86 yards in a minute and 40 seconds.
Well, you can't be calm in the pocket, be poised, have a big arm, be able to slide, move, great instincts, and then I'll run for 30 yards around 3 people and take on everybody. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you can.
Rare.
If you are.
Now, this is a guy.
Mahomes.
This guy, 24 years old. He may, if he escapes further injury or any serious injuries, may go down in history as the greatest of all time. He might supplant Tom Brady. He's that good. Okay. Watching that dude play. First of all, Tennessee starts out doing exactly what they had to do. Jamming that ball right down Kansas City's throat. With Derrick Henry, competent, good enough quarterback, strong defense, and they're out and running. 10-0, then 17-7. But you just had a feeling that, okay, Kansas City was starting to figure them out. And sure as shit, they sure did, man. And then once they start to run, it's like, good night. It's all over. Mahomes, insanely great. And that's the deal, man, with those Titans. God bless them, man. You love that bunch. That group, it's a little bit one-dimensional. If the other team can figure out how to stop Henry and can then just keep scoring, you can't really be in Tennessee can't be in a track race with Kansas City. It's just nobody can keep up. You know what's shocking about Kansas City? Early in the year, they took on my shitty Lions, who suck so bad, and the Lions gave them everything they could handle, and they made Mahomes look very pedestrian, and it's just crazy from that point on. And they ended up losing that game because the Lions shot themselves in the foot. The Lions then went nosedive for the rest of the year after that game, and Kansas City just continues to soar. Mahomes doing all this greatness, even after earlier in the year, dislocates his kneecap. His leg was on the verge of being flippity-muppity, and he recovers from the injury, and off he goes. I am so impressed with the Kansas City Chiefs. After the game, they got the big AFC Championship trophy. Travis Kelce, a very timely reference when grabbing the microphone and saluting the crowd.
Appreciate it. I'll tell you what, it's been 7 years coming, baby. I learned one thing since I've been here. You gotta fight for your right to party!
What?
That's it from here. The Chiefs are the AFC champions.
You gotta fight for your right to party!
Why didn't he yell, "Where's the beef"? Or why didn't he start quoting Madonna, "Like a Virgin," or anything else from that era? Is that like their thing? They have to yell, "You got to fight for your right to party"?
Fight for your right to party!
Travis Kelce and the Chiefs win. They are in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks in Miami, taking on. By the way, my picks sucked. Both my picks are wrong. I picked the Titans and the Packers. Wrong. Packers got the shit beat out of them. I kind of made it a game late, but not really. I mean, it was San Francisco scoring early and often. Some running back, Raheem Mostert? What? Who? He rushes for like 900 yards in the game, and San Francisco just walks all over the Green Bay Packers. That makes me happy because that means that Aaron Rodgers is not happy, and that makes my heart filled with joy. I'm glad I was wrong on that one. This is going to be a fantastic Super Bowl. I'm really happy about it. There's some really good teams. There's a lot of reasons why this is great. First of all, no Patriots. Second of all, you got new blood in there, kind of. I mean, San Francisco was in there relatively. Not that long ago with Jim Harbaugh, when they took on the Ravens. But for the most part, this is a terrific, fun matchup. Chiefs, 49ers in a couple of weeks. You got a halftime show that will just be so smoking hot. A couple of old hot chicks will be just, oh my gosh, so much beautiful women. I can't even control myself. Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. Each of these women, I think they're both like 75 or 80 years old. They're so hot, though. It's remarkable. There's a handful of men and women in the world who are just really, really no shot of them ever aging in any way. And I think that especially Jennifer Lopez. I mean, this woman, what a beauty. Jeez. That'll be the halftime show. All the guys will be wound up. I imagine there's going to be a lot of women getting pregnant after the Super Bowl because the guys are going to watch this deal, and then they're going to be like, oh, man, let's go. Here we go. Let's go knock the tomatoes off the vine right now. Let's go make a baby. Shakira and Jennifer Lopez are shaking their asses together on stage. No clothes necessary. Well, by the way, I couldn't help but elaborate a little bit about the Lions because, and I tweeted about this. It's really shocking to think that you had all these Chiefs saying this is the first time we've ever seen this Kansas City in our lifetimes because they're going back to the Super Bowl. It's been 50 years. It was January of 1970, before I was born. Jesus. That the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl. So, all right, I think that was in fact Super Bowl 5 when was it 5? No, it was 4 or maybe 3 because the first 2 were the Pack, and then it was the Jets. I think I'm falling apart onto the chronology of it, but it was early. 1970 is when it happened. So then all this time passes. Last year they go to the AFC Championship game. I think Joe Montana took them to an AFC Championship game, but they haven't been. So they finally get back, and they're making a big deal about it. Oh, the drought is over. Yay, the drought is over. So in those 50 years, they've been to 2 Super Bowls. Not only have my Lions never been to a Super Bowl, in those 50 years, they've won 1 playoff game. But it's not done yet. You have to go back 13 more years to 1957. So from 1957 to now, they've won 1 playoff game. I mean, that is like as epic of a statistic as the Cubs before they won the World Series, and you remember the Boston Red Sox before they started to finally be able to get to and win the World Series. It's right up there with that. Think about it, 1, and I remember that 1 game when they beat the Dallas Cowboys way back when in the old Pontiac Silverdome, but that's pretty disgusting. And after 2 shitty years in a row with this new coach, do we really think that there is any possibility that they will turn it around? And I know everybody's always like, yeah, you never know. The NFL happened just like that. It happens all the time to teams. It hasn't happened to us. And it's so crazy. It seems like always at like week 5, we're out of the playoffs. Where we start out oh, yeah, I tell you what, this team, we got a lot of returning starters, and we had a great first-round draft pick, thinking Matt Patricia solidified the offense or the defense. There's always some stupid storyline before the first game, and then they do well in the preseason, and then maybe pick up a free agent along the way. Like, this is going to be a great – and they start out like 0-6. My gosh. So nauseating. I did enjoy the games yesterday, though. All right, couple of weeks, Super Bowl. I've got in a bit of audio that I want to play for you next. That it might be one of the greatest strings of obscenities I've ever heard come out of any human's mouth, and it happened just the other day at a Meijer store in New Haven, Michigan, which is on the east side near like New Baltimore. It's not that far from like Lake Huron. You won't believe this. Seriously. But before we get to that, as you know, the lifeblood of the Eric Zane Show podcast is you, the audience, first and foremost. I try to make it a point as often as possible to thank you for checking out this free podcast, because if I didn't have the numbers, which are growing, I would never be able to sell the show to sponsors. So thank you. You made me a believer. I didn't think we could do this. I then turned around and offered it up, and people came to me. In fact, Joe Martinez is the one who came to me and said, hey, I want to buy advertising. Several of the advertisers did that. I know TC Paintball did that. Back Alley did that. Irvine's. Blue Frost. Hell, most of them did that. I'm probably leaving somebody out. But the latest offer from A&E Heating and Cooling goes like this. If you've always wanted to get a humidifier installed on your furnace, that's a good idea. You're going to have a healthier home in the winter because there's moisture in the air. That helps you. And because when it's all dry, well, your skin starts itching like crazy. When you sleep, everything gets dry. Little tiny cracks form in the back of your throat, and shit that you don't want in you goes into you. And then before you know it, you're sick. Get a humidifier. It's $615 to the Dutch people. For all you non-Dutch, I'm just kidding about that. Mention the show. All of us gringos get it for $515 when you mention the show. Joe will install it for $515. Go ahead. Price it elsewhere. Try to do it yourself. That's going to suck. You won't find a cheaper price. He's going to give that to you for free, though, the humidifier install, if you hire him for a whole furnace install. You need a new furnace? Call Joe. You're going to save a bunch of cash, and he's going to put the humidifier in for free. As always, 15% discount to active and retired military and to our senior citizens. 616-516-8579. Call Joe, 616-516-8579. Meanwhile, Irvine's Auto Repair has added some Euro trash to fix. Word came down that they just hired this brainy-ass tech who says, why am I not fixing BMWs and Minis? I'm the best at it in the entire west side of Michigan. That's what Irvine's does, man. They don't hire they don't hire techs who don't have the knowledge. They hire the best techs who are constantly refining their skills with upgraded classwork. So, I've talked about they fix domestic, Asian, and now they fix BMWs and Minis. They got the guy. So if you've got a domestic vehicle, if you've got an Asian vehicle, Kia, Honda, whatever, or a BMW or a Mini, the place to take it is Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. The dealerships, when they start to screw it up, they call on Irvine's, especially for those hybrids. Irvines.com, they're in West Michigan and Grand Rapids. If you're on 44th Street, just east of 131, there's a side street called Stafford. That's them. Can't miss it. Thank you, Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Their sign, you see it right over my shoulder. They just signed on for another 3 months with an even more aggressive ad campaign. Irvines.com. I saw this bit of audio show up. Hang on a second.
That's it from here.
Sorry. I saw this video show up on the Eric Zane Show podcast asshole-free Reddit page. Real quick, Eric Zane, reddit.com/r/the Eric Zane Show. I think that's it. Anyway, it's asshole-free. Reddit used to be just a shit show, and you couldn't even post anything without some cocksucker bashing me or calling you a piece of shit and on and on and on. So fortunately, I was able to wipe that thing out and get rid of the assholes. I created my own Reddit that I run, The Eric Zane Show on Reddit. And thank you to Ben for posting this. I'll post it in the comments of this podcast. It is not for the faint of heart. You have a crazy lady here who is accosting patrons at the New Haven, Michigan Meijer store. It says, my Meijer trips are never this interesting. And it just happened. I haven't really seen a news story about it. But what you got here is a guy who's at the checkout, and he starts to record as a lady approaches him, telling him he has to repent. All right. Now, I understand that there are people in the world that maybe have a little bit of an issue going on upstairs. But this lady will not stop, and she's really angry, mean, and aggressive in her approach to whoever is within her line of sight. So this poor dude starts recording, and this lady uses swear words so effortlessly and weaves them into this tapestry of crazy that it's just shocking. And so if you are in a place that people can hear what I'm saying, yeah, well, hell, I swear all the time, so you probably have the earbuds in, or it's in a spot where you know you're safe. This takes anything I say to the next level. So this is the audio. It's about 5 minutes. It goes from dude to young lady who's working also in the store who tries to get her to calm down, to the manager, to other patrons, to the cops. It's incredible. This is like my new favorite piece of audio. Check this out.
Eternity, motherfucker.
Really?
I'm just trying to help you.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Yes, you do, motherfucker. You do need my help, sir. Can't you see that, you son of a bitch?
Could you please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Wow, this is...
You gotta ask Jesus Christ.
It's the frankness that she throws in, like, if it for you and I, it'd be like, no, dude, I'm trying to help you. She's like, no, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker. And she says it so perfectly. Jesus.
Please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Wow, this is...
You gotta ask Jesus Christ.
I don't have to do anything.
We're all sinners.
Okay.
He's not gonna force you to do it.
You're sinning right now.
No, I'm not, motherfucker. You fucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser. You motherfucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
You motherfucking
Hear that guy? Wow. So now the chick's getting involved. Oh, my God. All right, so the guy kind of is like, he's confronting her with, I don't have to do anything. He doesn't realize she's insane, I guess. I don't know, maybe he does. If it's me, I'm kind of concerned about the other people in the store. I might be looking around, maybe trying to make eye contact with store people, like, yeah, tell me more. Yeah, I want to hear it just to diffuse it. Or I'm going to add fuel to the fire and record it. I can't decide what I would have done in this scenario.
Accuser. Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker!
Uh-oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you what's going on?
I'm pissed because he won't repent.
Okay.
Because I'm pissed because he won't repent.
I just want to get some groceries and go home.
Thank you.
Again, this is at the Meijer in New Haven, Michigan, like the other day. And it was posted, and it's starting to really catch fire in a viral nature.
Okay, so because his religious views don't match yours, you're mad at him?
I don't give a fuck because it's gonna burn in hell.
Okay. Then why
And you are too, bitch. You don't have Jesus Christ as your
So she's trying to, like, look, he has his, she's trying to, like, talk her down, and now she's getting pissed off.
eternity, motherfucker. You don't have Jesus Christ as your savior. You're gonna be down there fucking with them, screaming in holy fucking terror of fucking fire and brimstone. Do you fucking get it?
Yeah, totally understand.
I totally
But
understand.
I can't have you yelling and spewing profanities at other people that are in the store.
Well, fuck you then.
I mean, well, it's not the way to do it.
Answer my fucking question. Fuck you, don't call me ma'am. Who the fuck told you what my title is, motherfucker?
She says, "Don't call me ma'am." What?
Shut the fuck up,
Okay, now the manager.
motherfucker.
We are going to have the police here.
I do apologize.
Oh man, everybody's earning their pay here dealing with this beast. Meanwhile, the cops are on the way.
Have to repent of your sins in order to be saved. Otherwise, you're going to spend eternity in fucking hell. And I don't want that. I want you to be saved. I want you to be saved, sir. I don't want you to burn in hell for all the fucking
It's gonna get more crazy
Your
here.
fucking mind.
She's gonna so she's in this one-on-one conversation with the guy, and she's losing her mind still. She's gonna take it to the next level and start addressing everyone in the store.
I want you to please understand how much you love me. That's why I'm doing this, sir. This is my job.
I'm not sensing
My job.
right now.
So let me tell you.
So what I need you to
When you tell some guy and you go to hell, you're going to experience fucking love in hell, sir? Do you? Stop there, right?
Everybody's walking around just staring at her. It's real.
Motherfucker.
Here we go.
Get the fuck away from me, piece of shit.
I've been in my position.
Get the fucking away from me.
Ma'am.
You're in my personal space, bitch.
You're in my person.
Get out of my fucking personal space. You came over to me, motherfucker. I didn't come over to you.
Move yourself from the
Fuck you!
Ma'am.
Shut the fuck up! You all better repent! Because the kingdom of heaven is at hand!
Oh my
Shut
God!
the fuck up, bitch!
Okay, now this customer's
Shut your fucking mouth!
she's screaming at the customers.
If you don't have Jesus Christ in your heart, I feel fucking sorry for you.
If there ever was a time for Jesus to actually come down for the second coming of Christ, this would be it. For him to walk in the door of Meijer. The greeter says, "Hello, welcome to Meijer, Jesus." He goes, "Good to be here. Good to be here. No, I don't need a cart." You know, he walks by the gear for sale for the Lions or the Red Wings. He goes by the cupcakes. He's right by the meat counter, the grab and go, the specialty cheeses. He keeps walking right by it. He goes to the left. He sees the gift cards. He goes by the gift cards. He's right by women's clothing. He keeps walking. There's no snow on his sandals. He's getting closer and closer. You can hear this deranged woman there using his name, and now Jesus is on the scene. He puts his hands and parts the employees and goes walking directly up to this woman, and she's like, "Jesus, motherfucker!" And then he puts his hand on her like he did to the leper, and her head blows up like that guy in Scanners. Kablooey! And he's like, "All right, people, nothing to see here. Clean up on aisle 5. I'm gone. This is coming number 2. What she said is kind of true, but I'm a little bit more soft-spoken about it. I'd love you to join my flock. I love you all so much. Sorry about the brain matter and the skull fragments. You're going to want to get that big chunk out of the Twix dispenser. I'm leaving you now. Be back in about 1,200 years for the third coming, but this had to be done. I had to do this. I love you all. Take care. Okay. By the way, when you look at this, after that big, loud rant, she then walked up to her cart without making a word, or without saying a word, and just started walking down the aisle like nothing had happened. So this lady is clearly, I mean, this is bad. And then, that crew follows her, and they have a perimeter around her. They don't want any customers to interact with her. This is textbook work. This is great by them. And then they keep her from going further into the store. Cops are close now.
Who asked you, bitch? Fuck you, all decide what's fucking inappropriate, what's not, bitch. Fuck you, I never brush my fucking teeth, don't you fucking know that?
She said, fuck you, I never brush my fucking teeth. Don't you know that? What did some guy offer her a free sample or something? Here, try new Crest. Ah! What the fuck? Where did that come from?
Don't you know that by now? Fuck you! Shut the fuck up! You look like a fucking gnat! Get the fuck away from me!
I didn't have the time. Maybe somebody can get a running tally on the obscenities. I'm pretty sure the F word, why am I couching it? That fuck is the clubhouse leader and derivative of it.
You fucking gnat! Get the fuck out of here, I told you! I don't give a shit! They're gonna fucking... I don't give a shit! You can lock me up in a fucking prison, like without fucking parole, and I'll be better off than any one of you motherfuckers!
It was that character that Chris Farley did when he was living in a van down by the river. She's a little bit like a higher intensity version of that.
Shut the fuck up! Fuck you, sir!
Wow.
Shut the fuck! Are you that fucking dumb?
All right. Now the cops are here, and they immediately go up to her, and she does not give them a hard time. She puts her hands right behind her back, and they cuff her, and then some lady with an equally annoying voice starts to cheer.
These people are going home. Hand that.
Remind me, never go to New Haven, Michigan, Meyer. Now, finally, an opportunity that where the cops should shoot people, and it doesn't happen. Every time you hear about a cop shooting somebody, it's always some guy who's like reading a book or eating an ice cream cone on the street. And finally, an opportunity for the cops to shoot a bitch. And then they on the news, they would say, good news, this bitch is dead. Cops open fire. And they don't do it. Frankly, I think they should have. Wow.
Dude, you're good, man. I got like 5 minutes of this.
Especially with the other end, too, doing the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. This was spectacular. All right, that's it. Now, you're going to want to see this, too. I mean, there's a real visual element to it from this brilliant mind of a guy who decided to roll the footage. Thank you so much. I'll link it up in the comments of this audio podcast. Or if you can't wait, you can go to the asshole-free Reddit page, but I would prefer you go to click on the link in the audio podcast. But wow. I mean, how in the world can someone get that screwed up? That was bizarre. That poor dude, I like how it starts out, and he's like, what? I don't have to do anything. And she's like, no, motherfucker, you have to repent, motherfucker. Motherfucker, you got it.
Eternity, motherfucker.
Really?
I'm just trying to help you.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Just gonna play the beginning.
Yes, you do, motherfucker. You do need my help, sir. Can't you see that, you son of a bitch?
Could you please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Wow.
This is.
You got to ask Jesus Christ.
I
We're all
don't have
sinners.
to do anything.
We're all sinners.
Okay.
He's not going to force you to do it.
You're sinning right now.
No, I'm not, motherfucker. You fucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser. You motherfucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
You mother.
Yeah, when he goes, wow. Holy shit. I cannot wait to see the comments that you have made on this. I don't want to do it right now because I always get massively distracted, but that is spectacular. All right, I got another story from the great state of Michigan, but it's a good one. Boy, is this a good one. I can't figure out what I would have done in this story. It's a story about found money. Somebody found a ton of cash, and they had every right to keep that cash. We'll get to that in just a second. It seems like pretty much all of the sponsors that I have on today's show came to me. That gives you an idea of the awesome things that have happened on this show since we got started. Blue Frost IT, managed IT service provider. When I first started with these folks, I was like, what the hell's a managed IT service provider? Well, Eric, we're the ones that go to small and medium-sized businesses when their tech goes kablooey, when you need help. And we do this. We have clients who we work with every month to make sure that everything they have is in order. We're like a contracted IT department for businesses that wouldn't be able to afford an in-house person. Oh, okay. So the folks at Blue Frost IT, Alan and Ashlyn, Alan, in fact, did this at that terrific law firm in West Michigan known as Varnum, that big building's known as the Varnum Building downtown. Well, Alan was the guy for them. And then he went out on his own. So that's what he does now, trying to build his own business. If you need this type of service, Blue Frost IT is who you need to call. West Michigan's newest power couple, these two, and I want you to reach out to them, 616-200-8550. They take care of everything that you need for your IT needs, okay? So it might be making sure that your systems are running appropriately, updated correctly, everything is installed right. If you get in the weeds with maybe a phishing scam or just something goes south, you need to have these folks at your disposal. Reach out to them, 616-200-8550 for Blue Frost IT. Now, on the football game last night, seemed like every time there was a commercial break, they were advertising frickin' TurboTax, horse shit, H&R Block bullshit. Screw it. First of all, you don't want to go to H&R because you're going to get bent over. Second of all, you don't want to do the TurboTax because you're going to be wasting all your time sitting there hunkered over your computer, getting carpal tunnel syndrome, looking like an asshole for weekend after weekend while you're scratching your head, wondering if you're doing the damn thing right. And then you're like, I don't know, submit, I don't know, audit. Goodbye. Wouldn't it be easier to make one phone call to Troy Ginzer, 616-301-9516, and he does this for people all across the country. But if you're in West Michigan, he's right here. But I've got listeners all over the place that are reaching out to him. And take care of it that way, okay? And what's great about this is with Troy, you don't even need to be in Michigan. You can submit all the documents you need, and he's going to walk you through all that through his web portal. And then he does your return for you. Very affordably priced. You don't worry about anything. He does it all. Your return shows up in your email. Your cash shows up in your bank. He misses nothing. Okay? Don't waste a second doing your own taxes. Call Troy. Great sponsor of this show. And he's getting down to the real heat where he's really putting in some time. He said, I asked him, I go, how come you're not working 16 hours a day yet? He goes, January, it's not quite as intense as February, March, April. So call him, 616-301-9516, 616-301-9516. All right. Actually, I have to look up this next story. I didn't have it saved. Okay. Thank you, Brandon, and whoever, whatever the rest of you who sent me this story. Owasso, Michigan. A guy gets a couch from like a resale place. He sits down on his couch for his man cave or whatever. Like, what the hell, man? This thing is uncomfortable. I should have sat in it before I bought the damn thing. It feels like there's like rocks in it. He kept complaining about it. His daughter says, "Well, maybe there's something in there. Maybe the stuffing in the couch cushions is all wadded up." So she unzips one of the couch cushions. Her dad's taking a nap. He wakes up, goes walking into the kitchen. There's stacks of $100 bills all over the kitchen table. He's like, "What the hell?" She's like, "This is what you were sitting on." The couch was loaded with stacks of $100 bills. They counted it out. $43,000 in cash. All right, let's pause this. If that's me, I'm concerned. I'm worried it's like a drug thing, that there was somebody who was involved in something illegal, and somebody's going to come looking for their cash, like the two bad dudes in Breaking Bad, and they're going to kill me. So I'm worried about that. And I'm just worried that the word will get out and there'll be all this attention on me. So what would you do? Something I didn't even think about, which I probably should have, like this gentleman did. He thought, "This is not mine. I'm going to give it back." And he did. This guy went back to the resale place where his name is Howard Kirby. He's from Owasso, which is, I think, near Flint. He went back to the Habitat for Humanity Restore, which is, I guess, a lot like Goodwill or whatever, one of those places, and says, "Look, you need to track down who brought this couch to you, because they don't know that this is here. It's $43,000. If you hear something, O'Neill's having a dream and he's yipping again. Poor guy. O'Neill's saying, "Fuck yes, he should have kept it." They tracked down who sold the couch or donated the couch to them, and they gave the person their money back. It says here in the article, he considered how the cash could change his life. He could finish paying his house off and fix his roof and still have money left over. He contacted a lawyer. The lawyer said that is 100% legally yours. You have every legal right to keep this cash. But Kirby felt his faith, called him to do the right thing, and he went on a spree to return the money to the family who donated the couch. He repented, motherfucker. Quote, "The Holy Spirit just came over me and said, 'No, Howard, this is not yours.'" Kirby went back to the store, got in contact with the family. They arranged a meeting in the store for Kirby to return the family's lost money. But Restore manager Rick Merling said initially it wasn't clear how much cash was involved. "We didn't tell them what had happened because we didn't know exactly. We just contacted the people who donated and said some money was found in an item that you donated, and the person who now owns the couch wants to give it back to you." Kirby then surprised the family with the hidden cash, which had been stashed in the furniture of their recently passed grandpa. That's what grandpas do. Old school guys didn't put it in banks. They stuff it in walls, furniture, mattresses. The feel-good find was very close to going up in flames. The store was swamped with furniture at the time, and the store and other resale shops were hesitant to take the set because of its age. The family told Merlin and Kirby they planned on burning it if they could not find a turkey. What an idiot. If they could not find a taker. Kirby said he had questioned his whole life whether he'd do the right thing in a situation like this. He's glad this happened, so he knows now that he, in fact, would. To me, this is like a get-out-of-jail-free card, right? I mean, after you do this, you don't have the money, but you feel like you've got some karma coming at you at some point. I mean, if you went and hired a hooker and the hooker's like, look, I don't do anal. And then Kirby's like, yeah, well, you know what? Can you just maybe do me this solid? And then he like convinces her to try it. And then she's like, I really didn't want to do that. And it's like, yeah, I know, but what do you? But I agreed to do it, so it's okay. If I'm Kirby, I'm like, I'm owed this, right? Or is that just me? No idea why I took it that way. It belonged to them, and I'm glad I was able to give it back to them, Kirby said. As a born-again Christian, I don't think, it says here, as a born-again Christian, I want to do what Christ would want me to do. I don't think he's going to get a hooker and ask the hooker if he can do anal. And I think that's what he would want me to do. Wow. What are the comments? Okay, now I've been thinking about starting this game with you. Take any article that has nothing to do politically with anything and see how many comments in that we have to go before there is a political or a Trump reference. Okay? Do you think that in this story about a man giving money that he found to the rightful owner, that someone will spin this on the comments to a political leaning? And if they do, how far would it be? How far would it go? First one says, to each his own. I would have taken the money. Hold on. Headphones are screwing up. Damn it. Second comment, wouldn't it have felt too heavy to whomever picked it up? No. Tough call on this one. 3, 4, 5, 6. Someone's talking about ethics, so now we're getting close, I think. 7, 8. 9 says there's 2 things Americans don't like telling us what to do: the government and you. Okay, that's 9. 8 said the family who donated the couch should have given him a sizable portion of his money back. They had no idea the money was even there, so anything they got back was just a serious bonus. This guy had the right to keep it all, and instead he gave it back. A finder's fee was most definitely in order. And then 9 says, there's 2 things Americans don't like telling us what to do: the government and you. So it's written kind of weird, but that is, in fact, some type of political statement. Only 9 comments on a tremendous feel-good story has now made it about that. And then after that, okay, so that's 9. 10 talks about the laws in Michigan. 11 says, if I found a stash like that, I'd consider it a gift from God. 12 says, interesting. So you think your God would endorse you keeping someone else's property? And number 13 says, it's how the Dems roll, isn't it? What a bunch of assholes. It's inescapable. What a fun game. I'm going to do that again on a story that's like, there is no business for anything political to be said. And yet it always goes that way because people who write comments are assholes most of the time. All right. Let's see. What is this next story? Oh. Yep. Okay. At first I couldn't remember it, and now I do remember it. Okay. Bear with me. Some of my sourcing today has me going all over the place. But don't worry. I got it right here. Story kind of broke over the weekend. Oregon woman is at work at U.S. Bank. She's in a call center. She's dealing with a customer on Christmas Eve. This guy has an account He's trying to get access to a check that he just put in the bank, and he thought it would be there. So he's on the phone with customer service, which amazingly happens to be relatively close to where he physically is. The guy thought he had the money in the account. He goes to a gas station. He needs gas. He's going to run out of gas, and all he wants to do is get home for Christmas, okay? And he can't access his money, so he calls the bank and says, look, I need you to put it on my card. This check should have been. And she goes, yeah, we see that the check is a good check, but unfortunately, because of the holiday, it's not going to post. You're not going to have access to this cash. He goes, oh, my God, this is a tragedy. My family's waiting for me for Christmas. What am I going to do? The woman does this amazing, amazing thing. She finds out where the guy is. She takes a break from her job at the call center for the bank. She drives to where the guy is and physically gives him $20. He fills up his tank and he goes home. Is this not the best story in the world? She goes back to work. Everybody high-fives her. Her bosses are like, that was great. That was fantastic. I mean, this is truly the Christmas spirit. This is fantastic. They fired her and the boss. They fired him. It said it was against policy. What? It was her own money. She just took her break, drove off the premises, met the guy, and gave him $20. That's all she did. Emily James, she's the senior banker at U.S. Bank at the call center in Portland, Oregon. The guy was like, why is my paycheck on hold? The guy was named Mark Eugenio. She wanted him to get access to his cash. So once the call was made on the 1-800 line, she was moved to get into action to help this guy. She said that when he said, I wish I just had $20 to get home, she then realized how close he was to her. She told the newspaper what I already told you, that, being that he was just a few miles away. The guy says, I didn't want her to do it, but I'm not proud to the point that I'm going to refuse help. Hey, I can relate to that. The lady received the permission from the boss to even do it. I handed him the cash. I said, Merry Christmas, and I went right back to work. Then, December 31st, New Year's Eve, she was informed that the two got fired because of, quote, unauthorized interaction with a customer. Fuck you, motherfucker. James told the paper that her supervisor was also fired, although this was not confirmed. In a statement to the New York Post, a spokesperson explained that James was fired after putting, quote, herself and the bank at risk. Apparently it's a policy. My God. At U.S. Bank, we have policies and procedures in place to protect our customers and employees, the statement read. Ms. James was terminated following an internal investigation into her interactions with a customer. During this review, it was determined Ms. James did not use the available solutions to remedy the customer's situation and instead put herself and the bank at risk with her actions. All right, I guess, but it worked out, right? Can't we just say, look, yeah, in the future, that's a big no-no. I understand this did work out, but just for your safety, let's not have this happen again. Oh, why can't we do that? Why can't that be the case? However, she is looking at this as in a truly great way. She says, I don't think I want to continue to work for an entity that would do that. So she thinks she's better off. And I can promise you, since this story has gotten around, I see over on Fox News, that's where I got this from, the doors are going to open for this amazing individual and her boss. Seriously. What a shit show over at U.S. Bank. I don't know what's wrong with people. Seriously. How can they fire her over that? Ridiculous. Okay, I have another story that I want to get to in just a second, and it is about This is another example of something amazing that happens to a hoarder. Okay? You know, you have people that the shit's stacked up all over the place. How do they live like that? Well, there's a creature that is happy that they lived like that. I'll explain in just a second. Speaking of hoarding, the folks at A&D Cleaning want to clean your house if you're a hoarder. You know, I take that back. I don't think they want to clean the home of a hoarder. I think they just want your house to look good. I especially aim this at the dudes that have significant others on this show. This would be a fantastic gift for a random reason or for a birthday, an anniversary, or whatnot. A lot of the times, like my wife is constantly like, man, I hate having the clutter. I hate the house looks the way it does because we're spread so thin, and I'm always constantly up here doing this shit. But I got a little more time now. Maybe I should work a little harder on keeping the house clean. But some of you work such busy schedules, you don't have time to clean your house. I realize that. And so does Amy over at A&D Cleaning. Yeah, I know I got an A&E Heating and Cooling, and I've got an A&D Cleaning. A&D Cleaning, they bring all the supplies, and it's all stuff that you can buy at any store. It's not like some industrial stuff that's going to give you cancer, all right? All of her own equipment. You just hire her, and her and the crew, turnkey, walk in. All of a sudden, your home is immaculate. They do all the things that other cleaning companies won't do, like showers, bathrooms, toilets. They do it all at A&D Cleaning. And it's not just move shit around and, you know, a little wipe here, a little vacuum there. Smell you later. It's thorough, top to bottom. You'll be able to eat off the floor. Okay? Call Amy today, 616-550-3644. If you're in West Michigan, she'll travel. Work that out with her, 616-550-3644. Call Amy today. And Denny, would you get off your ass and update the Facebook page and work with Jericho and get that logo in order? You guys are a great business. You need to do that. That online presence needs to be more substantial, okay? 616-550-3644. Amy's working hard. Put her to work for you. Gun school, CPL training, Prince Arming, 616-204-1705. Does Prince have another class yet? I don't even know if he has another class open. I know that the last one was just this past weekend. Let me ask the staff. Prince Arming Facebook page. Events. No, he does not have anything scheduled yet, but when he does, I will let you know about it, and that is the next time that you can take the CPL training course. That way you can walk around with your pistol concealed. Going to cost you $125. Not bad. All right, stand by. Where is the story about the hoarder? Okay. Man. Aha! I believe this happened in Brazil. Family has a loved one die. Dad dies in the house. Now this is it's stacked with shit. I can't think of anything worse to go into a residence of a loved one and they've there's shit everywhere and everybody and everybody there is mourning because the loved one is dead and they got to clean out the house. I mean, you got to wear like hazmat suits and you can't just go and just throw it all in the dumpster because there might be like a pocket of cash stuffed somewhere. There's that. And the threat of always seeing like home porno. I mean, this is terrible. You need to, you owe it to your loved ones to make sure that your residence is not like this. Throw your shit out and destroy your home porno. It may have been a good idea at the time, but you're not watching any of it. And you're just accumulating more and more home porno. I did a home porno purge not that long ago. I sure hope my kids aren't watching this. It's all gone. It's destroyed. Because the last thing you want is them going, oh, look, it says here home movie. God, mom and dad, rest their soul, or worse, mom's still there. They put it in, and you see mom and dad in butt play. Oh, well, you know that's happened, or images. I mean, think about that. Clean out your house. So this all took place, cleaning the house, and then somebody who's cleaning the house and helping out goes out to one of the family members and says, what should we do with the turtle? And they're like, what? Yeah, there's a big tortoise in there. I didn't know you had a turtle. Turtle? We didn't oh. The family tortoise, and this just happened, has been missing since... Any guesses? If I said a year, it'd be amazing. Oh. The last time they saw this turtle was 12 years after the Kansas City Chiefs were in their first Super Bowl. You see that look on my face? Astonishment. 1982 was the last time they saw this tortoise. Now, these things live forever, so this is probably a young tortoise. You're like, how? Well, remember I told you it was a shithole and it was a big hoarding operation going on? The home was loaded with termites and infested with filth and disease and leaky roof, and it was basically a smorgasbord for this tortoise. It says here in the article, their house was being renovated. As they were cleaning it out, the family assumed the tortoise had slipped out through a door left by the construction crew, disappearing into the forest near their home back in the day. The true fate of the pet remained a mystery for the next 30 years until Dad passed away and the kids were cleaning out the shit. And then they found the damn turtle. At that moment, I went white and I didn't believe it, said the son. Manuela had managed to survive for this long. The family suspects the pet survived on the termites. Now it's still around. The tortoise walks around the house and entertains generations she already knew, along with new ones. My God, this is amazing. It's been missing for that long. Holy crap, think about that. I could never own a turtle, Jesus. That sounds terrible. Fun to look at, but I don't want to own a damn turtle, Jesus. All right, I got more podcasting to do. First of all, I got a couple more things I got to go over with you. First of all, if you want a T-shirt, ericzaneshow.com. If you sign up for my Patreon, the $10 one, I'll buy you that T-shirt for free. Every day I do this podcast, I usually will take about an hour and a half of your time. Thank you so much. I hope it's good. Hope it doesn't suck shit. Then I shut it all down. I go get a cup of coffee, and I do it again. I do all of this again. If you want in on it, if you think, yeah, I want to hear more of that podcast, every day. It's a totally different platform. You got your own app. You click on it. You can watch the video. You can listen to the audio. I'll buy you a T-shirt. We play Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia with Dale once a week. You've got a chance to win a free carpet install valued at $1,500. That's all on the Patreon. Sign up for that, and we'll do it again. Other than that, I got nothing. Thank you so much for being part of this. Thank you to the sponsors. We are in business. And we'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day, folks. I appreciate you for making this part of your day. Comments, concerns, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Love to hear from you. Follow me on the Irvine's Facebook page, Twitter, Blue Frost IT, at Eric Zane Show on Twitter. Thank you.
I'm just trying to help you.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Yes, you do, motherfucker. You do need my help, sir. Can you see that, you son of a bitch?
Could you please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Wow, this is...
You gotta ask Jesus Christ.
I don't have to do anything.
We're all sinners.
Okay.
He's not gonna force you to do it.
You're sinning right now.
No, I'm not, motherfucker. You fucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser. You motherfucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
You motherfucking accuser. Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker. Yes, ma'am. I'm pissed because you gave me mom.
I just want to get some groceries to go home.